Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and today I'm really excited to be cooking up some dry-aged tomahawks with my buddy Tom. You may know him as Baron Corbin from WWE SmackDown. So in case you didn't know, Baron Corbin, not just a beast in the ring, but also on the grill. I've been watching your Instagram for a while. You're cooking up some tasty treats, so I'm stoked that you stopped by to see us while you're in town.
I'm glad to be here. I mean, I'm from Kansas City, just up the road, and I've been watching your videos for a long time, trying to learn some special techniques and amazing things to elevate my barbecue, and it's great to be here and see it all in action, and it's good to meet you, man, but you're a lot taller than I expected.
Well, what can I say? I'm gonna go grab those steaks. So we've got some really beautiful tomahawk ribeye steaks that we're gonna be cooking up today.
Now you said these were dry aged. How many days specifically, and what farm are these from?
Yeah, so these are from Creekstone Farms. They're prime, and they've actually been aged at Creekstone, dry aged for 110 days. So they should have a really nice like blue cheese note to them, even a little bit beyond nutty.
I mean, they look incredible. You can see some of the aging in the steak itself, and
yeah, you can
I
see
see
a little
here
bit
we're gonna go with the salt game.
We're not gonna do much to these. We've got the Jacobson black garlic salt. I don't want to add a lot of extra flavor because we really want to taste this beef. I
think that's overdone a lot of times. People start to sear these dry aged steaks. They put rosemary, they put butter. I mean, you're losing, to me, what the whole point is of dry aging it.
And it's fun to mess with flavors, but when something's this special, I mean, truly a unicorn kind of steak, you don't want to do much to it. So we'll each go ahead and season one of these up very simply with our salt, and kind of talk about the cooking process today. So we're going to do a reverse sear on the Yoder, which the whole idea behind that, I'm sure you know this because you've cooked plenty of steaks, but we want to bring the temp up slowly while adding some smoked flavor and then finish it with a really nice sear on our cast iron griddle.
Yeah, I love that technique. I love the reverse sear. Just, to me, it breaks it down and gives it a much softer texture.
Yeah, it really brings everything up evenly. Everything rises slowly together, so that when you go and sear it, you're not necessarily looking at gray on the outside and pink in the center. It's gonna be pretty evenly pink.
Yeah, you get that wire to wire look.
Yeah. And this is a big hunk of meat, so adding what looks like a little bit of extra salt's not a bad idea.
God, that color on it's just beautiful.
A little bit of that dry age left right there at the edge.
Yeah, a little flavor is good for you.
That's right. So today we're cooking on the Yoder Smokers YS640S pellet grill. Right now running at 250 degrees, kind of a unique setup for this cook. So typically, Tom, when you're doing like the reverse sear method, how would you set this up at home? Usually with like the diffuser in, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the thing that's a little bit different today is we're gonna sear on our cast iron griddle. So I went ahead and took the diffuser out, but the griddle's essentially gonna act as a diffuser in this situation, so that we can go ahead, if you want to throw those steaks on right up top here.
All right, you want one on each side, or you want them?
Yeah, just right up there by the stack.
As long as we're not getting that direct heat, we're in business.
Yeah, that should be all good. So over the next like hour or so, this is gonna soak up this hickory smoke, one of my personal favorites. And then after that, we can kind of bring them down here for this sear when the heat gets really high. And we have a little time to kill while these steaks are smoking, so I'm thinking we'll wager a little bet. What do you say?
A wager?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. I'm interested.
Thinking a good old-fashioned arm wrestling contest.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, if you win, I'll send you home with a new grill.
Oh, you know what? I could use a new grill.
Yeah. But if I win, you got to finish out this show in a Chef Tom t-shirt.
The one in there with your picture on it?
That's the one.
Deal.
Let's do it.
All right. You know you don't have a chance, right?
1, 2, 3, go.
I wasn't even ready.
Give him his shirt. Let's see it.
It's ridiculous.
I feel bad. You're a professional athlete. I just humiliated you. I'm still going to give you your grill.
This was the grill?
Enjoy it.
Well, thanks, man. It's going to go on my Christmas tree.
All right, so we talked earlier about how we want to experience the fullness of the flavor of this dry aged beef. But there's a couple more things that we're going to do flavor-wise today. We're going to put together a little umami bomb miso butter, which is essentially just 2 parts butter, 1 part miso. Really easy. In fact, I'm going to put you in charge of that.
I'm in charge of the butter.
The other thing we're going to make is just a little bit of a bean sprout salad with some gochujang and some chili crunch. Just something bright and crisp put on the side of your steak. So Tom, I'll have you start on the miso butter, just very simply combining that cup of unsalted butter with your half cup of miso, and go ahead and blend that really well. Meanwhile, I'm gonna start on the dressing for our bean sprout salad. We've got equal parts here, gochujang and tamari soy sauce. That gochujang's got that great like fermented heat to it.
Oh, yeah.
Then we're gonna do some chili crunch. Lots of umami going on in this as well. That's kind of going to be the name of the game today.
Sounds good to me.
And we're doing 3 parts of that chili crunch.
Oh man, that looks awesome.
1 part of the gochujang and the soy sauce. I'm going to start to whisk that up. We need a little bit of brightness too, and lime is one of my favorites when it comes to this sort of flavor profile. So bright and fresh, but you get it from a fruit and not a vinegar.
Yeah, I like good fresh lime on just about anything.
Right?
Being in Florida, we got the lime trees. I got one in my backyard, so I can just go pick it, put it right in my tequila, and then the meal.
That sounds like trouble. I mean, delicious trouble.
Yeah.
All right, so that's kind of the dressing for this. I'm gonna go ahead and throw our bean sprouts in, as well as some green onion. And I'll just kind of mix this up by hand. How's that coming along?
It's good. We're getting a nice little mixture going.
So there's a lot of salt in that miso, and it really brings out a lot of flavors. We're gonna taste this steak definitely on its own first, right?
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, we want to taste all that blue cheesiness, all that funkiness, but just for something fun to do. And I wouldn't put it on every bite just because of the experience of eating something as beautiful as that dry aged steak, but a little miso butter, a little bright, a little bit spicy bean sprout salad.
That looks good.
Should all go together real nice. All right, let's get a little taste. Check out this miso butter first. A lot of flavor.
That is.
And fat carries flavor, right?
For just the 2 ingredients we put in there, incredible.
I mean, miso's big, right?
Yeah.
And then the butter carries all of that, coats your mouth. How about this salad now? This should have a little bit of bite in comparison.
Going from that, which is that big, bold, rich flavor, to that with that spice, the zestiness of the lime. Wow.
It's bright, right? It's fresh.
Yeah.
You need that kind of contrast when you're dealing with big flavors and lots of fat.
The heat is phenomenal in that too. It's not too overpowering, and it just sits there in your mouth. It's fantastic.
Yep. Just about coming up to temp with these steaks. Obviously, we're reverse searing, so we're not going to take them all the way to 125, 130 at this point. With that reverse sear in mind, what we want to do is take them off around 110 degrees internal temperature before we finish them with the sear.
I mean, that's what I love about this Yoder, though. We're talking about, we started with a reverse sear, and then we're actually going to sear them on the same grill. I think that's what's fantastic is the versatility. At home, I'll crank my Yoder up to 500 degrees for the sear. Is that what you're thinking for today?
Yep, exactly what we're gonna do. Crank this up to 500. We've already got that diffuser out, so we're gonna get that direct heat right on the griddle. Full sear across these tomahawks. And in the meantime, they're just gonna come off covered in a little foil and rest, because it doesn't take that long for the grill to come up to temp.
No, that's what's fantastic. These things they're machines, and they're amazing.
So we're about an hour and 15 minutes in here. Come up to 110 degrees internal. We're gonna pull these off. Go ahead and grab those for me, Tom. Manly. So let's go ahead and get those covered in foil. I'm gonna snag that shelf out of the grill. Yeah, we don't need full wrap, just covering them. We'll make sure that we don't lose too much heat during this brief warm-up time. And this is gonna go all the way up to 500. So this is about 10 minutes later now. We're ready to throw our tomahawks on. Go ahead and grab one of those, Tom. I'm gonna put one right up front here.
Yeah, one right here in the back. Oh, the sound, the sizzle.
That sizzle sounds just right. Now we've got our diffuser pushed all the way in, so we've trapped all of the heat underneath the griddle here. This should help us to get a really nice sear. For now, we're just gonna leave the door open. We can always close the door to increase the internal temperature later. All right, so just been a few minutes here. But boy, look at that crust. I mean, that's exactly what we're going for. Let's go ahead and get the other side, check the internal temperature. Low 120s. With a ribeye, I like to shoot for 125 to 130. That should be just enough time to get a sear on the opposite side.
Dude, that looks so good.
All right, we've hit our 130. So these are coming off. Give them a little bit of rest time. And then we slice in.
And we've let these steaks set for 10 or 15 minutes while they rest, and I'm getting hungry, so I say we cut into them.
All right, chef. Let's pick it up. I'll slide this out of here.
Ooh, look at those juices.
Dang.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna start by cutting this thing right off the bone.
Let's go.
Real pretty sear on them. Ooh. Smell incredible.
Wow.
Look at that. Spinalis is calling my name. I'm just gonna take
Oh,
that.
you're going in like that.
I know.
I like your style.
I'm excited about this piece right here.
I like your style. I'm gonna do the same thing. Look at that.
Wow. Pretty even, right? We got like the sear on the outside, the pink pretty even through the middle.
Take a look how this one looks inside. Oh, again. Got even a little bit of smoke ring there.
Yeah, how about that? That's nice. Let's taste them. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Makes you do the happy dance. Oh my God, that's so good.
It's funky, huh? Got that blue cheese thing going on.
There's so much flavor in just the meat. It's insane.
It's ridiculous. It really is. Got some of those sprouts down. Get some of this miso butter. That beef is so intensely beefy and delicious that you almost hate to mess with it. But we're gonna give it a little taste with some of this miso butter as well.
Yeah, why not, right?
And just let that melt like right into that slice. I'll split this one with you. So let's try that. You like the way that melts?
It's like it enhances the
Yeah.
flavors that I love about the dry aged beef. That richness of that butter just brings forth that blue cheese, that nuttiness, that texture of the beef with that, and it. Oh.
So much umami. I mean, it really does enhance. You can't deny that the flavor of the beef by itself is fantastic, but an enhancer like that's where it's at.
Yeah, that
And then
makes
we've
it
got,
special.
of course, this fresh sprout slaw salad thing.
It's been soaking up the flavor.
Fresh, spicy, crunchy. It's kind of the opposite.
Yeah, so it's a good counterbalance.
Exactly.
I'm just going in. Going back to the beef from that. Again, it's like a new, fresh bite every time.
I'm pretty happy.
I'm very happy. I'm really happy I came to visit you today.
I am
I
too.
get this incredible meal.
That's right, and we have Creekstone Farms to thank for bringing us this true unicorn of a steak. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Tom, for hanging out with us here today. If you guys enjoy the recipe, please hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below. And
let's be good to one another.
that's right. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to atbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.